Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our NIBS home school. My dear students, hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am Sanjida Rahman, assistant teacher of National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Today I am going to take a science class for the student of class 6 and our today's class topic is chapter 5. The name of our chapter 5 is photosynthesis. So in this chapter we will discuss about how photosynthesis happen and what are the elements need for the photosynthesis, and our today's lecture number is 6. Now let's start our class. Our today's chapter name is chapter 5, photosynthesis. Now at first we will read this chapter and then we discuss the question answer from this chapter. Food intake is one of the major characteristics of an organism and you have learned about it in the second chapter. Do you know where this food comes from? No other organism can produce their food except green plants. Plants prepare their own food, consume it for their growth and other purposes. How do green plants prepare food? We will discuss this in this chapter. We know that for live in this world, to do work and to do all of the work, we need energy, and we get this energy from the food. Food gives us energy. So how the food we get from? We get all the food from this all the work from the process of photosynthesis. So if the photosynthesis process is absent in this world, no animal can live in this world, because in the process of the photosynthesis, the green plants absorb water from the soil and they take the sunlight and carbon dioxide from the environment, and with the presence of chlorophyll they prepare their own food. And also they by-produce oxygen, and this oxygen is very useful for us. Without oxygen, no animal or no living beings can live in this world without oxygen. Now lesson number 1 and 2, how plants produce food. Energy is required for getting a work done either by a machine or an organism. Motor car runs on the energy produced from petrol or diesel. Fans in our classroom are also run by electricity. Energy is also essential for the movements we make and the works we do. Where does this energy come from? We get energy from food. We know sun is the source of all energy. Green plants trap the energy of sunlight during the process of photosynthesis. Now we will learn about the photosynthesis. The process by which green plants prepare their own food in presence of sunlight is called photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants prepare their own food in presence of sunlight is called photosynthesis. Only green plants can accomplish this task, because only green plants can do this photosynthesis, because only the green plants have the chlorophyll and other animals or no other things have the chlorophyll. That's why photosynthesis takes place only in the green plants. Green plants inside the green plastid inside the plant leaf take part in photosynthesis. Sunlight, carbon dioxide and water take part in chemical reaction inside the plastid and produce oxygen and glucose. Why is the leaf considered as the main location for the photosynthesis? The reasons are given below, and this photosynthesis takes place in the green leaf, because in the leaf there is the plastid and photosynthesis take place in the inside of the plastid. As leaf is flat and extended, it can absorb large amount of light and carbon dioxide within a short time. Number 2, there are plenty of chlorophylls available in the leaf. 3, leaf contains a large number of stomata that eases gaseous exchange during photosynthesis. Now lesson 3 to 6, process of the photosynthesis. Terrestrial plants absorb water from the ground through their root hair. Submerged plants collect water through their body surface. For photosynthesis, sunlight is an indispensable factor. Sun is the main source of light, and always photosynthesis takes place during the daytime, because for the photosynthesis process sunlight is very important thing, and with the sun we know that sun is the main source of our light. So sunlight is very essential for the photosynthesis process, because with the help of chlorophyll and in presence of sunlight, green plants basically in their leaf they produce oxygen and take carbon dioxide, and in this process is called photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide gas from the air enters the plant through stomata. There, carbon dioxide and the water inside the cell take part in chemical reaction to produce glucose. This glucose is produced using the energy that has been trapped from sunlight by chlorophylls. That means the glucose is produced using the energy that has been trapped from the sunlight by the chlorophylls. Chlorophylls absorb sunlight, and the tree absorb water from the soil with their root hair, and then they take oxygen, and with this with the help of water, carbon dioxide and sunlight, they produce glucose. The process of the photosynthesis can be explained by the chemical reaction given below. Here is the chemical reaction of the photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water with the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they produce glucose and oxygen. Byproduct oxygen. They exhale oxygen, and then we found oxygen in the environment. Photosynthesis process occurs in two phases. The two phases are light or photophase and dark phase. You will learn about these phases in details in higher classes. The following experiment helps you to understand the evolving of oxygen due to photosynthesis. Things required for the experiment: a glass beaker, water, fresh hydrola plant, a funnel, a test tube, a glowing matchstick. Now that means photosynthesis, in the presence of photosynthesis, oxygen is produced, and we will do a experiment to prove this thing that oxygen is produced by the photosynthesis process. For this experiment we need some things, some elements. The elements are: we need a glass beaker, this is a glass beaker, and water, we need water, fresh hydrola plant. Hydrola is one kind of plant. Here you see the hydrola plant, and hydrola plant, a funnel. This is one kind of funnel, and a test tube. It is one test tube, a glowing matchstick, that means a burning matchstick. Now we do the experiment. Fill 2/3 of the beaker with water, place fresh hydrola plant in the beaker and cover them with a funnel in a way that the stems of the hydrola plants stay near the upper end of the funnel tube. At first you take 2/3 of the 2/3 of water of the beaker with water. Then you put here hydrola plant, and you put the hydrola plant in this way, like its stems will be remain in the upper side. Then you give a funnel and cover them with a funnel, and in the last part of the funnel you cover with a glass beaker, test tube, with a test tube. After that add more water to the beaker so that the funnel tube completely goes under water. Then this funnel tube goes under the water. Now fill in the test tube with water. Then you pour this test tube with water. Close its opening with your thumb and invert the test tube over the funnel. Then you take a test tube. Then you pour water in the test tube. Then you close its opening space with your thumb finger. Then you put the test tube on the funnel. Remove your thumb carefully so that the water cannot come out from the test tube. Now leave the setup undisturbed in bright sunlight. After some time, you will observe gas coming out in the form of bubbles from the hydrola plant. As gas bubbles are seen to rise and collect in the upper closed part of the test tube, the water level within the test tube goes downward. When enough gas is collected, carefully remove the test tube covering the open end with your thumb. Now, as you place a glowing matchstick in the test tube, it will burst into flame. Why does the glowing stick burst into flame? What is proved by this? Then, when you put the test tube on the funnel, then you place this beaker, place this glass beaker in front of sunlight and remain it undisturbed for few minutes or few hours. Then after sometimes you will found that oxygen is produced. That means gas is produced and it is going on the upper side of the beaker, and then water level is going downward inside the test tube. And after, when the test tube is filled with the gas like here, then you carefully remove the test tube from here and you put a burning matchstick inside the test tube. Then you found that the matchstick will be burning. How can this matchstick burning? Because inside the test tube there is the oxygen, and oxygen helps to burn, and carbon dioxide do not help to burn. Lesson number 7, significance of photosynthetic process for the animal world. It is thought photosynthesis that a bond is established between the sun and the living world. The importance of photosynthesis can be realized from the brief description given below. Now we will learn what is the importance of the photosynthesis process. Prepare of food. Carbohydrate, the primary food for the living world, is manufactured only by the photosynthesis. So carbohydrate, that means we get carbohydrate from the wheat, from the rice, from the sugar. The primary food for the living world is manufactured only by the photosynthesis. After the photosynthesis process, this food growing. Any living organisms, whether it is plant or animal, needs food for being active and hardworking, because there is a close relationship between food and respiration. Energy is discharged by respiration, so plants and animals are completely dependent on respiration, which supplies them with heat and energy. Gaseous exchange in the environment. During photosynthesis, plants absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. Carbon dioxide is harmful for the animal. Plants absorb this carbon dioxide and let off essential oxygen into the atmosphere. In this way, plants filter the environment to make it pollution free. In the process of the photosynthesis, plants absorb carbon dioxide from the environment, and also it gives oxygen to the environment, and we take this oxygen and we are living. From the above discussion, it can be conclude that the existence of life is totally dependent on photosynthesis. If the process of the photosynthesis come to a close, the human civilization will undoubtedly be weak. Therefore, we should be more mindful of our duties in protecting plants. So, my dear students, I hope you understand this chapter, photosynthesis. This is very important for our living and for all the animal, and this photosynthesis process is also very important for the world. Now, we discuss the question answer. This question answer is from your book exercise, and in the question number 1, there is the stem. Two stem given. Number P, here you see there is a glass jar, which is bell jar, and you found inside of this jar a plant, and there is a candle, and this candle is burned. And in the stem Q, you found that there is also another jar and there is a plant but there is no candle. Now we learn the question, we read the question and then we learn the answer. A. What is photosynthesis? B. Why does photosynthesis occur mainly in the leaf? Number C. Why the candle in bell jar P is burning? Explain. D. Will the plant in bell jar Q survive in the condition shown in the picture? Give reason. Now answer A. The process by which green plants prepare their own food in presence of sunlight is called photosynthesis. Here is the reaction of the photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it produces glucose and also give oxygen to the environment. This is called the photosynthesis process, chemical reaction of the photosynthesis. Now question B. Why does photosynthesis occur mainly in the leaf? Answer. Photosynthesis takes place mainly in the leaves as they are flat and extended, which can capture a large amount of sunlight. Number 2. Carbon absorb large amount of carbon dioxide within a short period due to their expanded posture. Number 3. Contain a huge number of chloroplasts than any other part of a plant. Number 4. Contain a large number of stomata, making the gaseous exchange better and easier. Number C. Question. Why the candle in the bell jar P is burning? Explain. Here in this picture of the P, you found that a candle is burning. Why this candle is burning? As the bell jar P is made of clear glass, light can easily enter through it. Also, there is a green plant inside the bell jar which can easily photosynthesis in presence of sunlight, producing glucose inside its body and releasing oxygen out as a byproduct. The lead candle inside will glow as long as it gets the oxygen supply by the green plant. It also proves that oxygen is producing by the plant inside through photosynthesis. In the stem number P, you found that here is the candle is burning. This candle is burning because inside the bell jar there is oxygen, and this oxygen is produced by these green plants by the process of the photosynthesis. That's why this candle is burning. Now question D. Will the plant in bell jar Q survive in the condition shown in the picture? Given reason. So here is the plant in the bell jar survive in the condition shown in the picture. Give reason. So is this plant will be live? Answer. No. The plant in the bell jar Q will die due to the sacrifice of carbon dioxide. We know during photosynthesis carbon dioxide from the air enters the plant through stomata. This gas along with water produces glucose in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and oxygen is released as a byproduct. The plant in Q cannot take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere as it is trapped inside. So it cannot produce food anymore. As the carbon dioxide is inevitable for photosynthesis, food producing in this case will be hampered due to lack of the gas. Soon the plant will lose energy and eventually die. So the plant inside this bell jar, the oxygen inside the bell jar, the carbon dioxide inside the bell jar, with the help of this carbon dioxide it will be take in the photosynthesis process and can produce oxygen. But when the carbon dioxide inside the bell jar is finished, then it cannot produce any oxygen with the help of photosynthesis process. That's why then this plant will be die after few days. So this plant cannot live. My dear students, I hope you understand our today's class and you will do your homework. Your homework for the next week is CQ number 1 D part, and you will submit your assignment copies also in the next Saturday. Till then, keep well. Assalamu alaikum.